this one more time. What you up to, Heath?
Oh, just wandering over to the store to look at stuff.
I'd offer you a ride, but it's only like 200 feet.
Yeah, you know, I think I can make it.
Okay, I'll see you later.
All right, have a good one.
So that was Heath. He's a solo cruiser. He's got a custom built or custom modified lifeboat that he built himself. He modified it himself. It's highly modified and a really interesting boat. And he's a solo cruiser wintering here in Petersburg like us. This is his second or third winter here. And he's got, because his boat is what it is, very shallow draft, he can go places we can't go, even though we're small. So anyway, he's an interesting guy and has got an interesting boat. Hangs out here in port protection and explores all over the place in Southeast Alaska during the summertime. He cruises without a plan, which is kind of what I wanted to talk about, was the plan thing. We meet a lot of people. Most of the people we meet that are out cruising have a plan. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on just a second. All right, flip that over like that, flip this like this. You guys should be able to watch this. Okay, so anyway, most of the people we meet out in the harbor, people who are out cruising, have a plan. And very frequently, the conversation will be something like, we have a 5-year plan or a 3-year plan to sail around the world. I don't know why sailing around the world seems to be such a goal. I don't know, but you know, it's something to do. It would be a major accomplishment for anybody to sail around the world in a sailboat. Whether you stop here and there, or whether you take 3 years or 5 years or 18 months or whatever, it's a huge accomplishment. Anybody who does it is to be competent. We had a 5-year plan too. Our 5-year plan was to sail around. We had a 5-year plan to get to that 5-year plan, and then we had another 5-year plan for after that 5-year plan. So our 5-year cruising plan began in 2007, and the idea was we were going to sail away from Hawaii, either go to French Polynesia or British Columbia, San Juan, and what have you, and just sail around wherever we felt like going, follow the seasons, follow the winds, follow the weather, follow our whims for 5 years. So while we were up in the San Juan Islands, Friday Harbor, we started meeting other cruisers up there, Pacific Northwest cruisers, and every one of them told us, oh, you have to go cruise Alaska. You have to go the Inside Passage, cruise Southeast Alaska, but make sure wherever else you want to go to Alaska last, because once you've been to Alaska, everything else is pale by comparison. Okay, fair enough. So, our meanderings took us down the coast of California, back to Hawaii, around the Hawaiian Islands. It's all on video here on YouTube. And then we had already decided we were going to go to Alaska because our 5-year plan was running out, and we figured we'd take that last year of the 5-year plan, which was 2012, and go to Alaska. And that's what we did. We sailed in June of 2012. We left Nauwiliwili on the island of Kauai and set sail for Sitka, Alaska. We arrived in Sitka, Alaska, the end of July, I don't remember exactly, and or 1st of August, something like that. And we started sailing around Alaska. Pretty quickly we realized, hey, we're going to need more than just one season, 3 months, to cover this place. There's just too much here to see. So we looked for a place to winter over. We landed in Petersburg, decided Petersburg is a pretty cool place to spend the winter, so we did. Next summer we went out cruising. That winter we came back to Petersburg. And all that's documented on our YouTube channel as well. The bottom line, if you do a little quick math, you'll realize that our 5-year plan that began in 2007 has been running now for 14 years. Or in other words, we're 14 years into our 5-year plan, which has pretty much expired because in 2012, what we were supposed to do was in September sail down to Seattle or some port in the Northwest and either dispose of the boat or load it on a trailer and move to our next 5-year plan, which involved us moving to Vermont, which is another story altogether. So obviously that didn't happen because we've been in Petersburg now for 8 full years. At least every winter in Petersburg for 8 full years. And that brings us up to a video I did in December of 2019. And I alluded to something big that we had planned that was going to change our lives and be a blast. And, just something really big that we were going to do. Basically, it's a substitute for our 5-year plan that we never got around to. So, that was supposed to happen in April of 2020. And of course, if anybody else had plans for April of 2020, you know how that went. It didn't happen. But now it looks like it's going to happen. Could put into Sandy Beach. Let's check out Sandy Beach. Now it looks like it's going to happen this year. Actually, possibly in a few weeks. Can you imagine that? I'm not going to tell you about it. The point of this video was the plan. Plans have to be flexible. Anybody who knows anything about planning knows that a plan lasts, well, as we always say, our plan lasts until the dock lines are untied and then we're on to something new. Can you do this without 4-wheel drive? Sure. So, what our plan was, I'm going to talk to you about that. What our original plan was, we were going to go to Vermont, where we own, it's almost 40 acres. It's 38.7 acres, about 25 acres of woods, 15 acres roughly of pasture, 1,000 feet of river frontage on the Missisquoi River, which is not navigable, but has all the earmarks of an excellent trout stream. We also have about 300 or 400 feet of road frontage on River Road there. It was an excellent place for Laura to build the horse farm that she had always dreamt of. And that's what we planned to do. We planned to go there, build a house, build a barn, and then a house. And then Laura was going to do her horse thing, which I have very little interest in, but that's okay. I can deal with that. The property we bought was a nice piece of property. Like I said, trout, deer. It was a nice place. Anyway, it still is a nice place, and we still own it. I recently let out a timber lease, so they're going to selectively cut our wood lot, basically just thin it out a little bit, cut some access trails. And that's just, in the back pocket kind of thing. We may still do that someday, but I don't know. Right now we're having a lot of fun here in Petersburg. We really like it here. We have friends here. Laura's got her big new thing going on. Well, if you want to find out about the big new thing, you're going to have to get to part 2 of this video, which will be available to patrons on Patreon. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Click the link over there on the side of the video. Take you over to Patreon where you can check it out. Thank you.